the police premises here.
Yeah,
and
but
we do ask the public to remain on the
yeah,
public
there's no
area.
signage. There's no signage. There's nothing blocking me
you've
from
just
stopping me from walking round.
Well, there is a barrier there.
Yeah, that's for
and there's
cars.
a fence there.
That's for cars. I didn't jump over anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything I can help you with at all?
Yeah, you can stop abusing my rights and let me film. That's what you said.
I'm not stopping you filming.
Okay then.
No problem with you filming
Well,
at
I can
all.
film in the car park. There's nothing stopping me from filming in the car park.
As part of our insurance reasons, as well as the security of the site, we don't allow members of the public on here. So that's why I'm asking you to leave and move out onto the public area. You can either go out here or you can go onto the public access area.
Welcome back to the channel. And buckle up, because this case is a masterclass in how not to handle public accountability. Today, we're outside Folkestone Police Station, where a man named Yardley Ski, a well-known auditor, walks onto open ground, camera in hand, ready to record. What starts as a calm interaction quickly spirals into confusion, contradiction, and ultimately, an unlawful arrest. Now, here's the twist. Everything you're about to see happens in broad daylight, right in front of the police station. And yet, somehow, the officers involved still claim he's trespassing. No signage, no warning, no restricted access, just pure overreach. As you watch, keep an eye on how Yardley stays calm, measured, and focused on facts, while the officers let ego take over. Because by the end of this encounter, their misunderstanding of the law doesn't just cost them their credibility, it costs the taxpayers nearly 10 grand. Let's break down what really happened, what the law says, and where it all went wrong.
Talk to me. Listen, stop talking to me. No, I'm not going to listen to you. And if you touch me, right, that's going to be an assault as well. So just, look, you've got your hands up. You've got your hands up. Right, so excuse out of my way, please. Excuse out of my way. Excuse out of my way.
You can film.
Oh, listen to me. Please get out of my way. Please get out of my way. Get out of my way. Let me
The Chief
pass.
Constable holds the right to restrict your access, okay? You're more than welcome to film on the public bits, but we can't have you filming by the gate, obviously, because it's got a keypad, okay, which is a private
I'm not listening
access.
to you, what you're saying. You're just talking. No, I'm not. You're talking to yourself, and I'm going forward. And I'm going forward. Do not listen. You're standing right in front of me. Right, so I'm. Why not?
Because it's an implied right of access.
No,
We have the
listen.
right
I've
to
got
remove you.
I've got a right of access. I've been told. Okay, by an
you
inspector. By an inspector.
And this right of access is now being revoked.
No, we'll go and get an inspector to revoke it, because I've been told by an inspector that I can film here.
I don't need an
No,
inspector
well, I've been told that I can film here.
What I am happy
I've
to
been
do.
told. No. Listen.
told you what's upsetting you.
Nothing. Well, you're upsetting me because you're not doing your job. He just went and threatened me.
Right, but the reason
Right here is where the power dynamic quietly shifts. The inspector insists this is private property, but legally speaking, it's not that simple. Unless there's clear signage restricting access, or a visible boundary that says no entry, members of the public can't be treated as trespassers. Yardley's response, calm, logical, and backed by the law, exposes the weakness in the inspector's claim. You can almost feel the discomfort as the officer realizes he's standing on shaky ground. Question for you: should ignorance of signage be enough to justify forceful removal, or should the police be held to a higher standard of clarity? Drop your thoughts below.
Not filming in a place of.
At the moment, yes.
Yeah. Why?
Correct.
Who started the initial crime? Who initially evoked
At
a
the
crime?
moment, I'm here because you're here.
No.
Filming in a place you're
Well, you
not allowed
shouldn't
to
be.
film.
You should be after that guy first, because he's getting away. Who is he?
At the moment,
Who's that bloke?
I don't know.
Why don't you know that?
Because I don't work with him.
So how are you going to find him?
Well, we've got CCTV. I'll identify.
Okay.
That, okay.
Oh, yeah,
What I'm more concerned about at the moment.
No, I'm not going nowhere. I've been
that
told
you
that I can
can't
film it. I can.
You can, but you
I can
can't
film it.
here.
I can film it. No, and I'm telling you that I've been told by an inspector that I can film here.
inspector was it?
Okay, Inspector Creed. Okay, now off you go, because this is what he said. Okay, I can film here. So unless another inspector comes down and wants to tell me that, No, I'm not going to take it from
I
you.
have the right to tell you can't film.
No, you're not going to supersede the inspector because he told me that I can film
Okay,
it.
from my sergeant and from my inspector.
No.
I've been told
Which inspector?
inside.
Who's the inspector?
Inspector Cutter.
Okay, where's Inspector Cutter?
He's in the building.
Okay, we'll go and get Inspector Cutter to
Not
come
at
out
the
and tell me.
moment, 'cause I'm asking you.
No, and I'm politely
Politely.
refusing, and I'm declining because I've already been told by Inspector Creed that I can film here. So
And we have.
I don't believe
we
you.
have the right
I don't believe
to
you.
Overrule that.
Notice how quickly the tone changes. When authority is challenged, even politely, some officers switch from reason to reaction. The moment Yardley asserts his rights, you can see the shift from dialogue to dominance. One officer physically blocks his path while the other starts citing vague security concerns. But here's the kicker. None of it carries legal weight. Public filming isn't suspicious, and standing where the public can lawfully walk isn't trespass. What we're watching isn't enforcement of law, it's the enforcement of ego.
I've already told you that I'm not allowing you to talk simply because I want you to do something which you haven't done. So therefore, by you carrying on with your waffle, right, I'm giving you that opportunity to talk. But I'm not going to give you that opportunity to talk, so I'm going to stop you right there. When an inspector comes out, yeah, then he can tell me that. I'll tell him that what Inspector Creed says. We'll have that discussion there. Because as far as I'm concerned, yeah, I have been given, right, the right to film here. And no, I'm not talking to you no more. I'm telling you, right? I've just told you.
Why let's have a conversation?
Don't worry about it, all
I
right?
don't understand why you're being.
Because I want you to go and sort out this first thing. You're not doing it. You're not doing your job. You're standing there, wasting time, my time, your time, everybody's time.
What I don't.
Right?
What's the reason for filming here? That's what I know that you can, but what's the reason?
Well, it'd be a bit hard to draw stuff.
Part is crucial. The officers claim the implied right of access has been revoked, but legally, they've just stepped into quicksand. Implied access applies to visitors on private property, like walking up a driveway. Yardley, however, is already outside the private boundary on public land, meaning there's no right to revoke. This is where lack of training meets blind confidence. It's like watching someone argue gravity doesn't apply to them. And when Yardley calmly asks for an inspector to confirm, the officers double down instead of backing off. A textbook case of escalation through pride.
Okay, is not to film.
Are you detaining me?
Not at the moment.
Are you giving me a caution? Stop telling me to listen.
I'm giving you a warning.
Stop. No. Are you cautioning me?
I'm not cautioning.
Well then, I don't want to hear no section, nothing. Am I doing anything wrong?
It's just
Am I doing anything wrong? No. Am I doing anything wrong?
When you were
Am I doing anything wrong?
Registration plates are doing something wrong.
Listen. Don't tell me that I was filming registrations plates, okay? Get some concrete evidence and then come and start telling me all these things. Otherwise, go away. You keep on. You just did.
I'm telling you, under that section.
Under what section? A section what? Doing what?
Is if you begin to start filming registration plates, keypads, people coming in and out of the building, it's obstructing the day-to-day business.
No, it's not. I'm not obstructing anybody, and I can stand in. Get lost. Do you know something? I can stand in a public place and I can film.
Here's where it turns from ignorance to absurdity. The officer claims he can overrule the inspector's permission. Legally? Impossible. Hierarchy exists for a reason. A constable can't override an inspector's decision, and certainly can't override the law itself. This is one of those moments that leaves viewers shaking their heads, because it's not just about one encounter. It's about how misinformation can spread within the system itself. Yardley, still composed, keeps his focus on facts while the officers spiral into contradictions. And that calmness? It's exactly what ends up winning the case later.
I'm not somebody who gets myself into trouble.
Okay, no, that's fine. Right, well, long story short, I'm the Classic Sergeant, so it's my job to look after you here, and I'm sure you're dealt with fairly as well. Okay. To that end, I'm going to ask obviously a few questions to find out why you're here, and I've got some questions for you, see how you're doing physically, mentally. Okay. Bearing in mind when I ask the officers about why you're here, that is them explaining why they've done what they've done. That is not an allegation to you for you to sort of necessarily reply to, okay? Because otherwise we'll end up in a...
Section 68. The go-to bluff when the law isn't on your side. The officers cite the Criminal Justice and Public Order Act of 1994, claiming Yardley's filming constitutes aggravated trespass. The problem? He's not trespassing. Section 68 only applies if someone knowingly enters private land to disrupt lawful activity. Yardley was standing on public property, quietly recording. There was no obstruction, no interference, just a camera. This is where overconfidence meets legal ignorance, and the results are as predictable as they are costly. Viewers, question for you. Should officers face consequences when they misuse legislation this blatantly? And here's the moment of reckoning. The case collapses in court, completely. Yardley not only walks free, but receives a payout of $1,500, while taxpayers eat the rest of the nearly £10,000 total cost. Think about that. Nearly £10,000 wasted defending a false arrest that never should have happened. Every penny of it, public money. No discipline, no accountability, just silence. It's the kind of story that shakes public trust, not because of the money, but because of the message it sends. We can get it wrong, and you'll still pay for it. So, what's the takeaway from Folkestone Police Station? Simple. The law is only as strong as the people enforcing it. Yardley stood firm, stayed informed, and proved that calm logic still beats loud authority. The officers, on the other hand, let emotion replace evidence. And the result was a costly, public lesson in accountability. If you found this case as shocking as we did, hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more jaw-dropping breakdowns of courtroom drama, police audits, and real-world justice in action. Because here, every frame tells a story, and every story reminds us, the camera never lies.